Hey everybody, Asher here, back with more Starsector. We're still in 95A. We're still in the 15th, whatever you call it, re-release, hotfix, whatever have you. What did I say we were going to do before? We were going to go hug some more gates. We've already run into so many different issues in terms of how gates are doing, or what they're doing, or when they're doing, or why they're doing. We have one in Corvus. We need to go back to Galatia eventually. We could go to Atslin or Samara as well. We scanned one in our system, so we should be up to... excuse me. We need 6. We have 4. So let's go ahead and leave here, because we defeated some Ludic Path last time, and for some reason... Oh! That's right, we're actually getting ejected by the planet there. That's why they had some trouble chasing us before. Fascinating. Okay, so... Repairs abound. This is fine. Alright, so, you know what? Asconia is usually a good place to go if we want to beat up Umbra. So let's check it out. Got a lot of cargo here. We got a really easy, area. So should be fine. Asconia. I'd like to Asconia you a question. Looks like we have a little quest marker as well. I think somebody's trying to give us a hug. So let's see here. There's the gate. But let's see who's flying here. Emergency burn. Persean League trying to intercept us. Maybe we missed them before, but let's see what they have to say. I don't need to take this. Alright, the Persian fleet is carefully maintains its distance, keeping ready to disengage in the event of hostilities. It's aware of your identity because of the ship we're flying on top of anything else. Oh, the comms resolves here. I am Navark Rieslu of the Persean League. My orders are to facilitate a conversation with you. She obviously considers the lack of breadth or rank. Hold while my comms officer reroutes the link. The Persian League crest flares for a second, and then another officer appears. Captain Asher Wells, I am Lieutenant Finlay Siavong, or I think Siavong, that's fine, of the Persian League Fleet Intelligence Service. I am so very interested to finally meet you. You have a particular way of placing yourself at the center of fascinating events. Alright, so what's this about? He folds his hand politely. I understand that you have a conversation with Horibus Yarbe recently. He is an important man, and more accurately, Jins Yarbe is an important family. It must have been an interesting chat. I was wondering if you might assist my understanding of why this is so. So, do we lie? Do we tell the truth? I think I'm just going to say this is private. So he seems to frozen in place. A pity, he says, the smiling faded. My curiosity shall remain unsated. If only it's only fair, bitter disappointment. He sighs and looks down for a moment, then back up at his hand. A good day to you, Captain. And what is it you say to your people? Burn bright. Yes, he terminates the comm link. I have a feeling that because I didn't do what they wanted to, they're going to send a bigger fleet. So he's running away. That's fine. So I think we're going to get jumped here. Okay, you're not going to jump me because you're a mercantile fleet. Let's see what's over here. Over here is another gate with a loitering fleet. Alright, Asconia Gate. A silent ring here. You query the status of the gate scanning package and your sensors officer gives you a quick head shake. Captain, that pirate fleet it looks like they're pulsing their dry bubble. The gate scanner can't make it with all that interference. So they're just literally loitering, guys. Okay. Accept the comms request because it's a pirate armada with a shepherd and 2 kites. Alright. You want your gate, eh? Says the pirate captain. Well, it's mine, so you'll have to pay me in mines some nice tasty credits. The pirate smiles crookedly, showing off pieces of her last snack and some diamond incisors, which you're sure were very impressive to some hive gang. Give me 14,000 credits and you can have your gate and do your business. I don't have time for this. I'm just going to pay the bribe. That's fine. We could shoot him down anyway, but I'd rather just let them go. Although everybody likes to stay around the gate, so lights light up, execute scan, and same thing as before. We hear the music. The Muppets start singing. It's all very weird. Umber's up here. I guess since we have a comm link real quick, let's actually see. Does anybody want volatiles right now? Not really. I mean, we have excess all over the place. If I were to punch out there, it would just be for other reasons. But I think we're good. Let's just go do the other gates. So we have Atslin at the gates. That's fine. Alright, so after we do this, we're going to go back to the other star system. Once again, I'm very curious if the Persean League is going to decide to send somebody after me. I have a feeling they are, because that is the kind of thing that they do. They try to talk a big game about how much better they are and then act just like everybody else. So that's fine. So Atslin, where is your thing? We have a quest marker here at Chikomatsak, and then we have the gate right next to here. So that's all above the board. Let's see what we got. Even the Hegemony started to make peace here. So we have somebody going to a nav buoy. We're just going to fly with our beacon on everywhere because it doesn't really matter at this point. We have another fleet fighting. Wow! Can actually just scan the gate. And so we're done. Nice. Maybe these guys are going to be a problem before, but they're not. Now let's go up and pay a visit to other people here. We'll let the Hegemony do Hegemony things. So let's see what's over here. Com directory. These guys still don't like us very much, so we can't actually dock with them. But let's see if we can talk to the High Hegemon here. Bakiel Dowd. After an interminable time watching a Hegemony logo, the comlink connects you what appears to be a junior cadet. You suspect they haven't even graduated from the Naval Academy. Hello, citizen, the cadet chirps you brightly. You've reached the office of the High Hegemon. Tour bookings of the High Council campus are currently unavailable. If you'd like to know more about how you can assist in the restoration of the domain, please accept this informational packet upload now. So we can download the Holo experience. I kind of want to do that, but we got other business. I'm sorry, but the High Hegemon is unavailable. So I'm an envoy of Yerbe Karazhan. Transmitting credentials now. The state change across the cadet's face as they realize you aren't some tourist is instantaneous. Affirmative, ma'am. Their tone is military crisp now. Received and thank you, ma'am. I'll confirm with OpsCom. An officer will speak with you shortly. Please maintain link. This comms out. Your display flickers back to a crest of Hegemony. In a moment, the crest disappears and you speak with a real officer, some kind of secretary to the High Hegemon. They don't look pleased. Asher Wells. Tap, tap. Your record does little to recommend you, but the High Hegemon will not turn away a credentialed envoy from Jens Yarbe. In the interest of diplomacy, we will set aside your record. You guys are the ones that keep attacking me. We'll set aside your record while you carry out your duties in service of the Yarbes. When you meet the High Hegemon, you will bring no sidearm. You will be searched. You will be expected to obey all reasonable requests or be ejected from Hegemony space. The officer's secretary pauses for a moment before just looking at you. We'll be watching, they say, very closely. So we improved our relationship by 28, so they're just suspicious of us now. Nice. All right, before you know it, you have a time, a place, and a visitor passkey to present. A public map database search confirms that you have been asked to arrive at some kind of naval shipyard in orbit of Chikomatsak. Or Matstak, excuse me. The officer secretary did not take time to explain the purpose of meeting at this odd venue. Probably they're going to try to shoot us down. So, look at this. We have our reputation restored. We can actually... I don't know. Can we trade... Obviously, we could always go for their orbital works and their pristine nanoforge at some point. If we consider our military options, and keep in mind we're only considering them at this point, we need more Marines to go after that. So that's a no. I guess we'll go take the naval shipyard to meet the High Hegemon. Your shuttle approaches the naval shipyard in Chikomatsak orbit, and the planet spins below you like a murky brown ocean. A Hegemony patrol pings your shuttle as the superstructure of the naval dockyard grows like ribs of some gene-mod Leviathan. A visitor passkey satisfies the patrol's inquiry, and they maneuver towards the next transport on approach. The landing bay still bears the faded logo of Belai Astra Group, a domain era manufacturer of heavy weapons and a key supplier of the 200th Legion. It looks like a post-collapse fragment of the corporation has taken over this asset and now constructs exclusively to the Hegemony Navy. Dock on the shipyard. The bay is crowded with transports, military and civilian. Some high roller has even landed a shimmering O-type kite, much to the annoyance of the ground crews. A young ensign checks your pass with their datapad, then leads you to your bodyguard, and your bodyguard tests a crowd of civilian officials and media drones. You arrive at a checkpoint, still setting up for civilian access. The incident indicates to the guards they will have to wait here, and, Captain, ma'am, you'll have to leave your sidearm with the armor. So, we don't have a choice, hand it over. The armorer hands it to another man, not in uniform. You look him over. Military bearings, subtle cybernetic augments, combat-rated civilian clothes. Revis, High Hegemon Dowd's Chief of Security, the ensign tells you. The Chief of Security examines your sidearm as if it was a bomb. With the lightest touch, he has the cell mag and casing removed, handing both to the attendant armorer. He stares you down with you for a long minute. Captain Asher Wells, he says finally, as if identifying you in a perp lineup. Revis turns to the ensign and says, I shall escort the captain to see the High Hegemon. The ensign begins to salute, but then catches himself. Revis is not in any uniform, then simply nods, Sir, before turning back to the landing bay. So we're following Revis. That's fun. Revis leads you past a half dozen checkpoints set through the guts of the shipyard. At each checkpoint, you both submit to a flicker of biometric scan. Then a guard nods to Revis and allows you passage. Finally, you enter utilitarian vestibule. Emergency vac suit lockers, fire suppression equipment, and safety notices line the walls. A diamond matrix pane separates this compartment from the enclosed space dock visible beyond. A perfect new Eagle-class hull looms as a gantry hangs towards its bow, festooned with ribbons and a Hegemony banner. Wow, we're getting some good SAT words here now. Oh, look at this! We actually see him face to face. Rivas steps into the side, his bulk revealing High Hegemon Baikal Dowd sitting on a simple folding stool, his splendid uniform coat hanging from a rack, fussed over by a stylist and an advisor. Dowd watches you impassively, then without breaking eye contact commands his entourage, give us the room, 5 minutes. They leave, Rivas followed after meeting your eyes one last time. Ha! So this is fun. You could say, Hi Hegemon Dowd, or I thought you'd be taller. Let's be a jerk. I thought you'd be taller. He smirks and stands. They angle the hollows like that. Say it's for image. His voice holds a deep authority, however, and though you've heard it in holocast with just a few words in person, you can feel why and how he leads the Hegemony. Dowd taps his datapad, activating a privacy field that dulls the ambient murmur of the shipyard's ventilation. How's Provost Anita Baird's project going? He asked. Bridged any gates? So we could say that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's fine. I know, he says, and lifts a bottle of spirits from out of a small box. Beiju from Eventide. It looks expensive. This is for the newest member of the Hegemony Navy, Eagle Class. After I crack this over hull 04151, it'll become the Enduring Hope. How's that for a name? He pauses, waiting for your answer. Well, our name is literally humanity's trash, but I'll just say A, whatever. Dodd raised an eyebrow. Didn't expect an idealist. He reverses and hefts the bottle. Like a practice swing and smiles. Here's to hope, then. Dodd sets the bottle down. You're here to tell me our new provost wants to renew the old deal. She'll have to make additional concessions. Isn't that right? I suppose you'll want to provide me with details. He taps his datapad, opening a channel for you for your own to upload the relevant material Baird provided. So Baird's documents, that's good. As you complete the connection with your datapad, Dowd speaks. What we did to Calichor was justice. He risked the entire Galadia system. Hundreds of thousands of citizens. That might be just one subsector of just one metroplex down there. He waves vaguely at the direction of the planet, but his voice hardens. I will not allow any grand experiments that endangers these people. I expect Baird realizes that any misstep will be met with the overwhelming force of the Hegemony Navy. She's not stupid, he says thoughtfully, looking at the cruiser through the diamond matrix pane, but ambition can make a fool of anyone. He turns fully towards you. Do you trust Baird? I'm going to reserve judgment. Don't wait too long. The captain must make the judgment and give the order whether or not they have all the information they need. It's the scientists who have the luxury of gathering data forever. Really, because I can keep going for years in this game. Asking questions and never quite giving answers, only theories. He nods at you. And you, Captain, are no scientist. Tell Baird I accept. So, that's nice. So she will be receiving additional demands. She won't like them. She will accept. He turns, pacing. The gates are the question behind the entire hegemony, are they not? Is the domain out there waiting to reward those who kept faith blindly loyal for generations? He stops. Or was there some grand catastrophe, and nothing awaits us but ruins and the dead? Or will monsters from Lud's own nightmares pour out and devour us all, unless we are armed and steadfast, ready to meet their threat? So, isn't that fun? Totally thought he was an idealist. Apparently not. So we could say return to Gladia, and we have the gate scans, and we have a deal. Hooray. So, Captain, I need to know if we are history's fools or heroes. Not a few among my comrades would say it is disloyal, even cowardly, to ask the question. He faces you. I think it's cowardly not to. All my busy helpers will be back in a moment, so make it quick. Did that Yarbe Bluebud want anything important? By the way, I hate this guy because I actually kind of respect his position, and even though the hegemony sucks, he kind of doesn't suck. So, good job, rating team. Okay. So, did he want anything important? So he gave me cryptic keys to pass to you. You seem to know a lot about what I do. I want to put a good in word for her, Sirbe. He desires peaceful reconciliation. He does. Believe the trade tariffs are too high, so that's literally me trying to get something for myself. The AI hegemony inspections are too aggressive. I'll just keep shooting them down. I'll do 3. That's kind of actually what he wants me to do. Of course he does. Jens Yarbe is only a minor stakeholder in the shipyards of Karazhan and holds major cross-faction investments. Dowd smiles coolly, but I'll make a good word of Baird's knee break under advisement. So, crypto keys, did he? I guess that's true. I'll listen to what he has to say, Dowd said, and offers his datapad. You upload the crypto keys. I trust the Yarbase to do its best for the Yarbase, he says, tapping the datapad to accept your upload. Maybe that'll be enough. He looks over to Hull 0451, or maybe it won't be. You've got 20 seconds, Captain. Any last words? Let's just see. You seem to know a lot about what I do. So we actually have some limitations for how much we can talk. Fascinating. You do a lot worth knowing about, Dowd shoots back. I speak from experience when I say it's not a life I can recommend without reservation. Back all Dowd taps his datapad, dropping the privacy field. As if on cue, the High Hegemon's small entourage returns with a babble of worries over how he'll look on the holocast, the need to review talking points for the speech, and his uniform. Security Chief Revis looms, corralling you from the Jantry utility room and back through the security checkpoints to your shuttle. So, colony info, they still don't want anything to do with us. They don't need anything in the comms directory. So that's that. Which means we go back to Gladia once more, unless somebody tries to shoot at us. Kind of hoping they do, and kind of hoping they are from the Persean League. Would be nice. Look at that. Okay, that's just a mercantile convoy. Nothing too exciting. Important, but not exciting. Alright, so here's our station. We go to Pontus. Like, I'm expecting somebody to jump us from the side. So this is good. And here we go, Gladia Academy. So, open the comms here. We got Provost Baird right away. Baird taps her desk console with the gate scans completed and Dowd's assurance that the hegemony will not interfere. We may proceed with the implementation phase. The Provost allows herself a small smile as if she turns to you. This is Scylla's moment, of course. Let me link her in. Hey, Scylla. Provost Baird, Captain Asher Wells, Kuros greets you. Explain the Janus device, Baird says, for the captain here. She looks nervous. The prototype, yes. In the broad strokes, the scan for the gate aperture, we direct a self-modifying phase hyperwave pulse, which causes resonation in lower dimensions, which she notices she's losing her audience. The principle of the Janus prototype is similar but far more energetic. By turning the pulse to the unique resonating signature of a particular gate aperture, one might theoretically activate that link. A second input would then target a known gate egress through though avoiding destructive interference. And the Calabi-Yau manifold is tricky. Obviously, everybody knows that. Even school children know that. This would reopen the gate network. Baird cuts in. Not exactly. Thank you for your attention to detail, Scylla, but if I may summarize, at this level of energy input, a temporary link should be created between two gates. The Provost gets a distant look. Then, with sufficient energy and a stable resonance injected to the entire gate system. Oh, good, so she's going to blow up everything now. This time, Kuros interrupts. But the system, the resonance, it's fundamentally chaotic. There are clearly some factors. We're seeing results the model doesn't account for, and in higher magnitudes the results could be. That's enough, academician, Baird says forcefully. The captain is highly skilled professional and doesn't need to hear all of this to do her job. So, I'd love to know, what does chaotic mean in this context? So, Baird turns to you, leaving Kuros code. Academia and Kuros will return to work refining the details as more data is gathered. As a great man once said, technological advance is inherently iterative process. Captain, she says, the first prototype of the Janus device is being transferred to your fleet. Test it on a gate manifold you have scanned. Record everything with your sensor suite and the manifold instruments we have provided. This may be the most important experiment in the history of the Persean sector. An uninhabited system outside of the core worlds. Okay. The manifold, of course. Now, one thing that I'm thinking of here, between the scans playing music and between all of the roughage with the super redacted groups that were at the coronal hypershunt and other places, I have a feeling I know where this is going. But Kuros speaks up one last time. Just don't use it in an inhabited system, like the incident with Kalashor, the Hegemony. It wouldn't be good. Thank you, Bear said acidly, for the reminder. The Provost turns to you now. Obviously, we shall not repeat my predecessor's mistake. Test this somewhere quiet. I will wait your results, Captain. Baird terminates the comms. So, there's a lot of warnings about don't test it in an inhabited system. I did see something posted online before that I kind of want to repeat here, so let's repeat it real quick. Because there is a thing that happens if you do try to test it in a inhabited system. Obviously, Morgana is where we're going to be going back to, and we got plenty of fuel to get there. So that's Penelope Star. So Morgana has a gate that we can scan. Obviously, there's plenty of other gates we can scan. Interesting that so many of the gates are in the core worlds, though, guys. And this one wasn't supposed to be inhabited, but yet here we are. So really, Morgana's our best bet. Interesting how that works. Alright, so if we go here, for instance, to the Galatia Gate, and we go over here, we can try to use the Janus prototype on the gate. And it says, you hold your breath and lower your finger. Nothing happens. You look down at the splash of red text in your command interface. Function terminated. Detected in-system hypercommunication activity indicative of population center. Probably no one will see this abort case, but want to make sure no one does something stupid. SC. Nice. If we fly through the gate again, you order fleet to traverse the dead gateway. Your bridge crew is especially quiet during the passage and nothing happens. So, let's go to Morgana once more. Also, do we have any good Mounties or anything while we're over in transit? Not really. Not really. We have 47 over here. We have a Ludic Church, like barely anything. So yeah, really the only one's like right over here. Like that one's gonna expire. This one's not the most exciting, but it does have a lot of ships. And it's a nebula world near a barren world in one of these nebulas. Well, that doesn't really narrow it down. Alright, well, we'll see how this goes. So yeah, they tell you all the time, don't do this in a population center. So, probably a good call. So it's been 11 years, even though I was said to not be a scientist. We certainly have been taking our dear sweet time since the original incident. is I have a dog that's now doing dumb things to himself. I don't know if that's picking up on the mic or not, but it's always exciting when that happens. Alright, let's go over here. That's one of my people. Hello! Nice to see a friendly face out here. I mean, this is going to be one of the things that's interesting when I start a modded run, is just how many... I think I am leaning towards putting some custom factions in here as well. I know there's always talk of, like, most of them are not balanced and usually stronger in the default factions. But it's fine. It spices things up compared to running into the same ships over and over again. Although, improving the pirates is definitely one of my goals. I took the wrong path. Screw it. We've got plenty of fuel and plenty of supplies. Let's do this one time. Obviously, I may be screwing myself, but that wouldn't be the first time in this series. So, Morgana, what you got for me? The gate. Where's the gate? This isn't what I'm looking for. Okay, I must click the wrong place. Alright, an active gate is on the left-hand side. So let's just take a quick dive. Cool. Alright, so we're going. I'm snapping at my dog now because I don't know why he does what he does sometimes. I guess eventually you get 10 years old and you just do dumb things. But anyway, you have scanned this gate, so we're supposed to go to a gate in an uninhabited system that we've already scanned. So, and discover the rhythm of the secret heart of the thing, hidden in a slip of space. That's all poetic. Let's use the Janus device. Cool! Okay, you know immediately that something is wrong. The hyperspace manifold display lights up with garish colors and violent whirls and jags, a representation of color key glitching on the parameters beyond any anticipated scale. You hear a discordant tone, the hyperspace storm alarm, weirdly sounding here in normal space, and something else, echoing from somewhere which exists only in your mind, like a wail of pain. Your sensor's officer shouts a warning. Wavefront approaching! So, we can return to the Gladi Academy to report on this. Ooh. Whoa! Your fleet suffers damage from being caught in an explosion. That's pretty good. I guess we should have, like, maybe not sat there very well. So it's an inactive gate. Interesting. We can't use the Janus device again. And try to fly through it. Nothing happens. Alright, so we have a few repairs. Let's go home real quick. All in the name of science. Technically, I guess I could have screenshotted, like, me getting exploded. But this is fine. Like, we're getting some repairs. We have plenty of money. At least we don't, like... Wait, we can't leave? Why can't we leave? Oh. Ooh. Your fleet approaches the jump point. This jump point is unstable and cannot be used. Until it restabilizes, hyperspace is only accessible via transverse jump. That is fascinating. So we have officially isolated the Morgana system. Funny how insanity is just making the same mistake again and again. Well, what do we do in this series? We suspend repairs. And this time we try not to fly through everything. So we made, like, Space Baby cry or something. And I don't exactly know what that means. I don't really want to get hit by all the hyperspace storming here, so this is fine. We got plenty of combat readiness, and we can get as many supplies as we need to get back up to what we need. I guess I'll take a hit. 2 hits, apparently. Awkward. Alright, how do we get home? Suddenly, space is a scary place because we just made a big explosion. Alright. Come on, that's not like it's the first explosion we've seen in this game. But it's nice to know that with all the prototypes, with all the legwork and everything, we have stupid pirate activity again. Are you serious? In Kaddish, that's pretty bad accessibility minus here. So we need to go to our colonies and find out where this is coming from anyway. So that's fine. We're not that far away either. So yeah, cool stuff. I was kind of expecting it's like, hey, look, the Janus device, it works now. But it didn't. Okay, so you're given fuel. We're going here. We're going to Pelagius, and we're going to transverse jump again. Because we didn't totally run out of supplies, but we almost ran out of supplies. Alright. Resume repairs. Cool. How many repairs do we need? Only over 1,000. And we don't even have any spares here, so that's very exciting. Look at this. We actually have planet data in the resource stockpiles. That's how good we are with stuff. So let's get 2,000 supplies. Call it a good time. We're gonna drop off this stuff. Not like that. We're gonna drop off this stuff. Drop off 100 to you and drop off these weapons. I don't know if we're gonna get anywhere great to unload the volatiles or not, so maybe we just keep them in storage for now. It's fine. Alright, resource stockpiles again. Let's get a little extra. Also, while we're at the fleet screen, okay, we repaired most of our little dudes. It takes just a little bit of money to restore these. It takes a little more money to restore this. It's gonna take a little more money to restore this, but we're getting our D-mods away. So, dockside bar. There is a person that wants to talk to me. Alright, so shuttle down to the main concourse. As you enter there, there's somebody here that walks in. Someone would like to talk with you. Set you on the right path if you follow me, please. One of the guards taps at the door. After a moment we enter. And it's this person. We could shake his hand. Interesting. So he smiles and waves. A pleasure to call me live well if you like. And thank you for the sentiment. A pause, then a dark look crossed his face. Captain, I must declare that it's grim tidings. Indeed, that bring me to begging the audience. We do see that there you are operating a truly unholy creation, this Ziggurat class starship. For it is born of a womb of tri-tachyon greed and a product of meddling in places that human hand ought not reach. So, we could say... I'll just say, what are you asking? Oh, Captain, I'll return your question in just a moment, for I've entirely forgotten my manners. I brought some fine tea grown by a good friend. Won't you sit and share a cup? He pauses, noting your hesitation. Do sit. You're my guest here in this humble place, and it'd be rude to poison a guest, and besides a sin. So we'll drink here. After all, we've got modern medicine on our homeworld. Now, where was I? I am asking you to open not only your eyes, but your heart. I know it is a sugary term of words, but Lud taught us to be true to our speech. I hope that soul might shine through the clouds. I am concerned about your soul. The end times are upon us, and it is up to each of us where we look for guidance. It is a pit of Mammon, a precise, galled, and hollow power. You carry the fruit of Moloch's tree in your fleet, Captain. What will you grow from the seed, I'd wonder, in fear? This is, as foretold by Lud, another sign of the apocalypse. I see what you think upon your face. Was it not the collapse of the domain's gates the apocalypse? Yes and no, it was merely the beginning. So, he's going to talk a lot more about stuff. The ocean shall shatter and hang from the sky, mix with blood, the locust will hatch from the timber. Oh, this is all very familiar. And he halts the sermon, smiles almost abashed. It goes like that. I do say, it's poetry, the word takes me. But I shan't bore you if you're not interested. Thanks. He picks up a teacup again and says, all was foretold by Lud. It is written here. He lifts his heart once again, and you notice now that there's a small book in his pocket there. The Holy Book of Lud. The question for us, poor and followed children of the creation. Do we look to the light or for guidance? I'm going to ask, what's his point? Brother Cotton grimaces. Oh, Cotton. I am perhaps not doing as good of a job of this as I had prayed. Let me speak with absolute candor. The Ziggurat, what it will bring, it is my greatest fear, and I confess my greatest hope. It is clear to me that you hold the tool of the adversary that will end the world. He pauses now and stares intently at you. I am not asking you to set it down exactly. It is a tool of evil, yes, but imagine the small alarm set within reach of a child. I'm asking you that when it comes time for you to declare what you will need to do, you follow the path of the light. Ugh. Ugh, God, just please no. What does the path of light even mean? I love getting details from people that prophesize at me like this. You must learn, my friend, the word of path. The path is the light. Once you see it, you will have no need for questions. He speaks quietly, fervently, wide-eyed. They call me a murderer, a terrorist, but no doubts dwell in my soul, Captain. None at all. Okay. The energy seems to leave Brother Cotton now, and he looks almost sad as he performs a half-bow. I should probably go now, Captain Asher Wells, before the local security forces wake up. I thank you for your time until our paths cross once more. Choose the light. And with that, he slips out the door, leaving you with 2 cups and a pot of tea and a set of cheap auto-fab furniture. Nice. So we'll do the DNA test and read you the placard on the desk in front of you. Looks nauseous. The most wanted Pather terrorist mastermind in the entire Persian sector and my jurisdiction, drinking a cup of tea. Brother Cotton's teacup sits placidly on the transport aluminum device container at the station chief desk. The DNA analysis glows accusingly on the tripod next to it. The station chief swallows, holds a moment, then begins to speak again. Please keep this to yourself. Our investigation will notify you if we need any clarifications to your statement. Please see yourself out. So I'm your boss. And y'all just fucked up. Cool. Alright, so we've broken space. We've now broken our own security. This is a good episode with a bunch of screw-ups. Anyway, we need to check and see. We have how many colonies here? 1, 2, Jing, and then, oh my god, our colonies are all spread out like stupid. Okay. So fortunately, we could transverse jump out of there, which is easy enough. Let's go to the bar. You know what? I actually didn't check to see if anybody wanted to drink at that first bar. My eyes kind of glazed over. But hopefully one of these places we'll see. Dockside bar. There we go. Alright, so pirate base discovered. Where's it at? It's down here. You know, for the fact that it's doing minus 40 accessibility, we'll do that now. Alright, down we go. Because then we can talk about the results here a little bit later. But for now, I got some pirates to explode. And hopefully we can make some good of it. Like, hooray, we didn't break space in our system. But I wonder if we're able to get to Morgana now, except for by transverse jump. I'll have to test that later. So there's a mercantile convoy. We have some pretty good ship escorts, to be honest. So this might work out pretty well. Let's go ahead, boop the pirates on the head, and then if we have time, we're going to go to the next place and do the next thing. Alright. So this is what we wanted, right? Alpha Monad. Alpha Monad. Let's go to the fringe jump point here and see what we can do. Maybe we raid it and then we take it. Looks like that's it over here. There we go. Really? Okay. I saw something else here. My mouse keeps going over it. I like zoom in real close. I swear, asteroid. Okay, that's not nearly as exciting. So, how are you pirates doing so good? Now, interestingly, we can open the comms relay. There's actually a mercenary officer here. We're gonna see if we can buy anything nice here. Just get some presents on shore leave real quick. That's fine. Then we're gonna raid you guys. And let's acquire... I think supplies are fine. Definitely the most expensive of anything else. Let's select. Let's raid. We lost 20 Marines, but we got quite a few. Cool. Okay. And let's engage. Engage. We don't need to bring everybody, but we did just get all the supplies, so we're going to bring everybody. and we're just going to fight the thing. This should not take long. I was wondering if maybe there'd be a little bit more of a pirate escort, and if we were going to have like one of those giant bounty battles. But it looks like this is just a regular old space station. That's still going to manage to kill one of our tiny frigates at this rate. So we're continuing. Oh, look at this. You friendly fired just because you felt like it was a good idea. Alright, so this should be an easy space station. Especially if we do the whale noises at it. Alright, so get out of my way, please. Yeah, look at how much better that flux is. Like, increasing the capacitors and getting rid of the stuff that really wasn't doing a lot. That's all... It all works out very well. So this one shouldn't be long for this world. This is just like pest control. Not much left to it. And we didn't blow ourselves up. Nice. Alright, pick through the wreckage. Easy. Double tap the wreckage because that's still what we do. How many episodes in? Oh, the pirates are like, my base! You blew up my base. Why? Alright, so we need to go back to Gladia and say, we effed up. Because Morgana is now... good thing we didn't settle that place, I guess, right? It wasn't us, it was somebody else. Testing. I mean, science doesn't always have to, like, cause a massive explosion. Just saying. Sometimes the science is avoiding the massive explosion. Alright, so we got 65,000 from that, but more importantly, if we look at our intelligence here, the pirate activity is no more in our system because we took care of it. We took the pirates out the trash, which is in our name, so that's totally fine. Let's see what's going on over here now. So Gladia, not too far this way. Eventide. That looks like a... What? Okay, I was about to say. It's friendly. You just got launched over to us, so... Wrong system. And it doesn't look like we have any story fights swooping in to intercept us, so... transponder on for sure. Alright. Guess what? We effed up. So, the station connects the office here. Tell me what happened. Baird's tone is cold as a vacuum. Corrales is already on the link, looking paler than usual. You get the distinct feeling that the provost knows very well what happened. So I could say, there's some kind of accent. I could say, you tell me what happened. I could have been killed by that thing, which is true. I kind of happened to stay in here, or I've seen worse. What's plan B? I'm just going to go with there's some kind of accident. Yes, an accident, Bear says with a derisive snort. The prototype failed, nearly catastrophically. A negative result, however dramatic, is still a useful data point. We can be used to correct our errors. Bear turns to Crows. Academician, what will the next iteration of the prototype be completed? I don't, she states. We need more time, Academician. The Baird begins. Wow, that's the kind of word you throw there when you're trying to command your subordinates. Okay, Corrales interrupts. I am a theoretician, not an engineer. This isn't a matter of just fitting pipes or aligning a grav plates. What we're doing is completely new, and our engineering process is primitive. We're scientists trying to assemble the equivalent of a new hyperdrive in a teaching workshop. Not only are the facilities insufficient, the project application falls outside my expertise. Baird visibly calms herself, but beneath her collected facade, something seethes. You do realize, the provost says, that I am holding several hegemony ministers at bay. They are rearing to storm and purge the Gladia Academy. Again, all I have on my side are the good graces of the hive scum hegemon, Bakel Dowd, and that is only held up by the sector's shattering promise of what the results of this project could mean. If I don't get results, the lucky ones will live out their days in some oblette near the core of Cuddle. I'm sorry you're having trouble, she says without a trace of apology, but I am accommodating the conditions circumstances I have provided. So by all means, Scylla, take your time, Baird finishes with icy sarcasm. Krause starts like she wants to speak. What is it? I need Alyssa Zhao, Carell says quietly. Who? Says Baird, her patience for excuses at an end. A friend, an engineer. The best hardware wizard I know I've ever known. She's in trouble. It's a long story, but when we knew each other back in Western as there was. Baird interrupts the backstory. Captain Asher Wells, get Carell's friend if she thinks that'll help. Do whatever it takes. Kill, bribe, blackmail, I don't even care. Be smart and be quiet about it. If we get a new prototype before you find this Elisa Zhao character, we'll try that route. If not, carry on. I don't want to know the details because I do not care. Nice. You can get behind that too as well. Academician Scylla Corrals, the provost is weathering attention shifts like a pulsar beam. I don't want to hear a single non-actionable complaint until you have a new Janus prototype ready to deploy. Captain Asher Wells will run any of your little errands. Now, the provost concludes. I have a meeting with a very prickly hegemony inspector, and we're both going to pretend that we know nothing about what just happened out there. Both of you get off my comms. So, that's fun. Let's see if we can talk to Scylla one more time. So I remember this person, Captain Asher Wells. Hello, she takes a deep breath. Thank you for contacting me. I'm sorry about everything, Provost Baird, the failed experiment. I should never have gone ahead with it when it wasn't absolutely clear of your safety. So let's just try to calm her down. I got out, I always do. Yes, you did, but I should have been more careful. So about finding Alyssa Zhao, I think we need Gargoyle on this conversation, so let's... Gargoyle appears in a flash. Scylla girl, what are you, where you been? The goons won't let me into the lab anymore, so I snuck in when they were changing shifts. Your bright but style and conscious friends told me you were in some kind of important meeting, so I thought, how important could it be if I wasn't invited? So I had to ask Alvis what was going on. Can you believe it? You know how he is. All stammering and trying so hard not to lie or say anything against the old witch. And the hacker pauses, taking in Carell's demeanor, and yours. Oh, this is about the experiment and the exploding, isn't it? Queen Bee wasn't happy about that at all. Yes, says Carell. No, she wasn't happy, but what's important now is that we find Alyssa. Zal? Gal interrupts, looking pleased. Yes, you know her? Oh, yes, but please, I must apologize, Gargoyle says magnanimously. I interrupted your story. Go on. I don't want to spoil anything too soon. Carouse recovers her composure. Okay, yes, so I've actually been in contact with Alyssa off and on. Maybe the captain here knows about that. The problem with Alyssa is, well, she's being kind of sort of held prisoner by Kanta. Gargoyle nods enthusiastically as a revelation. Can you elaborate on sort of prisoner? I like that. Well, she allowed some contact with outside world privileges, obviously, I guess, but due to our arrangements. But that's all it's been through Kanta's organization, and then through whatever pirates owe Kanta a favor. When Alyssa says, drop this instrument package in this orbit, if Kanta is behind her, it gets done. Alyssa can sneak something past Kanta's people. Her work is beyond them, by a long shot. But it's risky and getting riskier. Kanta's a bit, he flutters. Her reaction is a bit leaky. Kanta is in the pirate warlord Kanta? Yes, that's the one in the magnet system. This is a part of why I've been reluctant to bring up. Alyssa told me to keep it not secret exactly, but you be careful. Kanta has informers in many places, blackmail, bribery, extortion, anyone the Kantas can get their hands on, and they'll use them. So you can never be too sure who to trust. So let's see what Gargoyle knows. Oh, no, the hacker says, but yes. A little here and there. How could I not? Zal has a reputation. She's the Zal. She would be a delight to assist in another Zal scheme. I would be delighted to assist, anyway. You can tell from the way Gargoyle says a reputation that this is a sign of great respect for someone who does not respect easily. So another Zal scheme. Did I say, says Gargoyle. Yes, another. Remember hacking the Atslin replay? The hacker puts in a wistful look. Zal really pulled through for me on that one. So how do we get Zal out? I can get you in, Gargoyle says deliberately. To talk, find an angle. I think that might be how to do it. I may have worked in someone who, on a twist of my arm. Yes, it was Kanta's some fourth cousin's grandnephew or something. There sure are a lot of Kantas, aren't there? Very busy, the Kanta. Point being, I may have acquired a digital token that'll get you an audience without getting shot on sight. From there, well, you just have a reputation. Tell Kanta to do some work for her. You're a hot item in the dark hypernet with that everything you've been up to lately. Oh god, I'm so old. Is hot good? Gargoyle begins transferring additional token. Up to a point. There's hot and then there's radioactive. Right now, you're definitely hot, but that means you better be careful about reaching critical mass. So we certainly don't want that, Kuros adds, but this is wonderful. If Gargoyle can give you a way in, then you can somehow get Alyssa out and maybe make a deal. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't have a lot of credits, but it would help. So... we're going to need a better plan than ask nicely. I've been keeping an ear out, says Gargoyle. You know, keeping a finger on the pulse of the sector. Basic responsibility is my role as the top-of-the-line security consultant. Standard stuff. Really keeping the Hegemony out of the network is only if it takes a few minutes a day. And clean the logs, update the firewalls. I could do it in my sleep. A curious mind, like mine, needs stimulation. Kenta's really mad about something. Some gang of Pathers took something precious from her. She's putting out a call for the best mercs and captains. Maybe you'll answer it, the hacker says with a smile. Kuros nods enthusiastically. Yes, that could work. So, yeah, let's do this quest here. Best of luck. Be sure to... I'll be on comms if you need anything. So, use Gargoyle's token to arrange a meeting with Warlord Kanta in the Magnet system to find out a way to extract Zao. So, that's as good of a place as any to leave this episode. We have obviously more to do here because I wasn't expecting a whole nother series of quests, but that's fine. We're going to be going to Magic, the Magic system, or Maggot, the Maggot system. Probably not how they want it pronounced, but that'll do it for this one. This is Asher with even more Starsector, the game that just keeps on giving. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video. Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments, any suggestions, ideas, things to do in the future. And we'll do this again soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.